Saucy stays behind. He hears the footsteps. There's that first lineup for the second kill. Easily done there for Sentinels.
Advantage picked up for Cloud9. They're going to excel into this B site now. APOD had a rifle.
Liz here with Coach Kaplan of Sentinels. Now, you were down 3-9 at the half, and you only let EG get one more point in the next half. I understand Lotus may be hard to defend, but what was the conversation that you had at the half with your team in order to take it and literally just run with it?
Yeah, we just talked about how, I mean, hey, we're down and we need to come back and we need to win this series. And whether we come back and win 2-0 or 2-1 doesn't matter. What matters is the comeback starts right here. We made a lot of mistakes that defense half, but we also were whiffing and losing gunfights. I don't like beating around the bush. I basically said, look, we were whiffing and losing gunfights. We need to not play any differently here. We need to just assume we're going to warm up, they're going to get a little cold and do our thing. And I think every player stepped up and did a good job, and Amin's calling kept us on track, and really proud of him for turning it around. Not proud of him for the cold start, but we'll work on that, as always.
All right. Well, best luck on map 2.
Thank you very much.
Make no mistake, Sentinels smoked EG in that second half, but I want to take a moment to appreciate some great calling from EG on their attack, which was dominant, getting 9 rounds, and how they used defaulting to really abuse Sentinels just a bit. Now, a great default is all about showing the same pieces of utility early in a round, but having multiple different ideas that you can pull off of that. The utility in question are 4 main pieces here. First, we use the Omen Smoke one way over into C, a Fade Haunt into C as well, and then using a Cypher Cage to threaten a lurk, and a Viper Cage as well to threaten a lurk over in towards A. And in this round right here, you can see this in play. EG throw those pieces of utility over towards C. They creep into this space. At the same time, actually, Sentinels, they're setting up a bit of a trap play in mid, but Apoth is going to take it slow using this camera and seeing Saucy step forward, and that basically gives up this idea of a trap. But fast forward into the next round, because EG anticipates Sentinels aren't going to be looking for a mid trap again. And what do? They throw those same 4 pieces, right? Cage goes out, Viper Orb, the Omen Smoke, as well as the Fade Haunt, but they creep up 3 players behind it, and they're ready to pop quickly in towards this B site. But there's one important thing to keep in mind. Because they're defaulting that Omen Smoke over towards C every round, they only have 1 smoke to exec over in towards Baby Door. But they justify their Cypher pick because A, it gives you the cage to scale up here, and they can use a cage in the exec as a quasi-second smoke for them. So what do? The cage goes out. They pop around this wall with the Paranoia 2. Jogamo gets the kill, and he can keep chasing for more, going deeper into that. That is really the beauty of an EG round, is all of that defaulting and the different ideas they have off of that. Now, Potter is the brains in the operation, and we're going to hear what she has to say ahead of that map number 2.
Liz here with Coach Potter of EG. Now, I really thought I was going to be standing here saying congratulations on a map win, but then the second half, you did too.
I did too.
But the second half happened. So, Frank, basic question, what happened?
I mean, Sentinels happened. They're so good at mid-rounding. Definitely that pistol round, that retake, I'm going to have nightmares about that tonight. But, hey, they did a fantastic job. I'm just proud of my guys. You know, we haven't showed what we can do. We haven't been playing like we practiced at all, but today we did. So, you know, that's good news for us. Like I said earlier today, we didn't really care about this match because we couldn't, right? We couldn't have that pressure on ourselves. So it's good that we showed what we got.
All right, let's on to your map pick, so best of luck.
Thank you.
That's right, and Sentinels manages to pick up the win. It was their pick on Lotus, but what was even more impressive was the fact that they did it in the second half in such a dominating fashion. I mean, guys, Sentinels, just when you think you knocked them down, they always find a way to build themselves back up.
Yeah, both these teams used really the same strengths, just snowballing on the attack side of Lotus. When you get the ults online, when you can win that bonus, it can snowball these games. That's exactly what happened for Sentinels. But in terms of the actual calls, like Kaplan was talking about, to make that happen, I was really impressed with the way that they were working the map. This was one such round where they hear that door being open, set up this great re-clear towards C, and then again, going late back in so many of these rounds towards that B site that they found as a massive weakness, Myrna.
Yeah, they found that loophole multiple times, and every single single time, it felt like EG was just never ready to properly retake. It felt like every single one of their planned retakes did not get executed the way that they wanted. They were running in one by one and lacking a lot of the util or peeking off the util that they were using.
And so much of that came down to the ults. EG dumping ults on eco rounds. It fell apart, but there's still more Valorant to be played. We go to Bind next, and this is the choice of EG, but it's not a map we've seen from them thus far this year.
Yeah, but let's go back to the point that we were making at the beginning of the matchup, is that you're looking at a bunch of Raze maps here. And I think about Giacomo. He came online in that game, and yes, he was shut down in the second half, but I think that can play more into the fact that EG matched that tempo and then some, right? Now, this is going to be Giacomo's time to really go and show people, hey, what happened in that first half, we're just going to keep doing that. Now we have the control.
I feel like regardless of what the scoreline was, Giacomo had a phenomenal way of playing. His defense side lacked a little bit. He didn't get as many of those good frags in order to help his team, but that attack side, he showed so much more confidence and so much more of the old Giacomo that we really wanted to see and really needed to see. So hopefully coming into Bind, where it's so much more of an explosive map, where Raze needs to get that space and use their util in order to get to those places towards sites, I feel like he's going to be a lot more effective.
It's a lot of those same ideas where, as a Raze player, if you're getting explosive in the post plant, satcheling over truck to punish those players who are trying to stall you out on the A site with mollies. On B, rewrapping into elbow to punish players trying to flood back in on the retake there as well. The Raze has a lot of agency, and if Giacomo can find that first half form here again, I think he could push this to be competitive.
Yeah, I'm curious if also how that pace is going to go for EG, because that was something I was really liking from them on Lotus. They were quick. They were in their face constantly.
It's also a question of what comp they're going to run.
Very
the Gecko
true.
combo comps, be it a Sky, be it a KO, or even be it the Fade, have become the standard on this map. That's probably what I'd expect from them, and as we see it lock in, that is what they're going for. It's a mirror.
Yeah, they're going for that copycat comp, and I love this comp. I love the ability to get as much information as possible, and I feel like for the way that EG plays and the way the Sentinel play as well, actually, this applies to both teams, is the amount of layers that they put onto their executes. Now, we talked about their retakes not really being that effective. I feel like now that they have the Gecko and the Sky, a lot more util in order to set up Giacomo, maybe they'd be able to finally fix those retakes.
Well, can EG manage to pick up their map 2 and force a map 3? Let's get ready and send this back over to your casters. You got Brendan Sideshow on the call.
Let's get it started then. I mean, honestly, bless these teams for banning Icebox and Breeze as well. We get to see Bind in play here. And Sentinels, I mean, they look so damn good at this map. They haven't really been tested too much in terms of it, but in terms of their executes, you know, Des was discussing it. They're sublime with it. They have so many good ideas of how they want to use this comp because it has so many tools. You've got mollies, you've got nades, you've got double flashes, you've got all the mid-round information and tools you could ever possibly want. And they look good at this map. It's EG that picked it. And EG running the mirror. We'll see if they can actually contend and fight back against Sentinels.
I think another thing to look at here is that it's Sen on their attack side. Yes, Bind is not the most attack-sided map in the pool, like Lotus is, but John's way of being able to control the game mid-round, utilize that ult to try to build up avalanches, all of those things EG is still going to have to try to deal with. And they're already looking to get proactive in showers, stealing that ult over very early on, whilst threatening some kind of push out through sand. Now this
deep Viper roll.
Yeah, this smoke that we've got here is it's an unusual one. You do not often see it, but they're just trying to condition it, looking to go for some kind of sand crunch in the mid round if Sentinels were re-clearing that area of the map.
All up through B long, fully contacted the Dizzy. Be sure to watch those angles, so nobody holding close here. Superman does have 2 snake bites to his name, the Trailblazer. Seeing the one, nade, flash, ooh, a little bit of whiffage there, but doesn't quite get any connections in the TP evacuation from TENS.
Yeah, this is actually going to start pulling a bit of a rotation over towards A for the defenders, but there's still opportunities to go back up to B. Sen are keeping this pretty loose and flexible in round 1.
They're going to be running themselves back over towards B, so they've definitely pulled these rotations over.
Yeah, there's 4 players stacked over on A. But because EG have short control, they can access the teleporter to come and help Superman very quickly. And Zeltis doesn't really have a smoke he can use for hookah. You can see he's put 1 elbow, 1 over towards spawn. So Hookah's going to be a weak spot here for Sen.
That weak spot that they're just forgetting about ignoring for now.
And look at
they're
this.
taking elbow backside control.
Yeah, Derek actually goes through the TP, and this is going to make people focus on Hookah at the same time as Superman is wrapped out of Hookah and coming up long. I like the timing on this.
And multiple plays occurring here, but it comes down to this gunfight that are going to be occurring right here, right now. Shots missing ever so slightly. John QT just can't quite win his fight out, but luckily for him, his team has definitely been winning theirs. Right through spawn, last one left is Derek, dropped to the floor. So a flawless round here for the pistol beginning of Sentinels. And it is that macro masterclass, absolute cinema, however you want to call it for John QT. I mean, he just worked them across the map.
Yeah, it was a great usage there. Have a default, then go and take some B long control, teleport back, end up hitting B. And yet, while the loss of Hookah control could have been a problem for them, Sen were very quick to realize that and push forward to fight elbow and go and look to put pressure on people retaking from spawn. I think the duel that we were looking at between Superman and John Cutie could have decided the round, but in actual fact, it just took so long to resolve. It ended up being a non-factor. Sassy could end up getting caught here by double flash, but now he's just going to tell his team, yeah, there's no one on B. Everybody is running me down.
Yeah, I mean, he stood his ground for a moment here. Just bunny hopping around the corner, so we'll be back to safety.
John's actually used the opportunity to slink into A as well. I'm not sure they know that Superman's still elbow. It's a weird round, but I don't think EG are going to get anything out of it. Perhaps just this one bulldog, if they can hunt down Sassy.
Center rapidly approaching, reinforcements arriving, not even necessary for Sassy. And Superman acknowledged and taken out. A one for the flawless against that eco round. Sentinels. Good beginnings here to bind.
10's one away from ult. Sassy 2 away. 10's probably going to be able to build his up just by getting plants down.
Yeah.
Right? You don't necessarily have to play around these, but it's certainly an option.
Here's the danger.
Yeah. So, when we were watching Sen obliterate, I think it was MIBR on this map, they were just sending B execs over and over. All right, take pause. Has someone's mouse run out of battery?
I mean, I'm looking. Let's look at the stage.
Get one of those again.
Any corporates?
I mean, it's looking from our POV like it might be an EG issue, but that's just speculation on my part because the Sen players are relaxing.
Just fully leaned back, reclining in the chairs.
But yeah, when we saw Sen play this map last time, and it's been a while since they used to run that Yoru Raze composition. They've been playing a few times with this Gecko in the mix. And they were just hammering B hits on their attack side, and their opponents could not deal with it at all. Zelsis was throwing a Brim Molly into elbow. It was cutting off the Sky that was wanting to play there.
They do the cross-map snake bite as well onto B long, a Gecko Molly. It was honestly pretty picture perfect, to be honest. This comp gives you so many tools.
The thing that was working against the way that Sen were running their B execs was a re-clear strategy over towards B long, where you allow them to get up B long and either wait for the ult orb to be tapped or just based off of timing, you decide to re-flash and fight with Raise Nade or something like that. So it looks like EG are prepped on their defense just based on what they were doing on the pistol round. But they've got to try to find moments to take control of the tempo.
He's having fun with it. I mean, listen, high spirits of Sentinels for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I think they would have looked a lot more focused and determined had they ended up losing Lotus.
Map one, yeah. Sure.
Kaplan would have been drilling them in the back, but this version of Sen, very happy they've pulled off the comeback and just looking to continue that. You heard it from Kaplan. He was saying, keep playing the same way. Jorg isn't going to drop 500 ACS every single half. They're going to cool down, we're going to heat up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, when you're playing against an underdog team and you're expecting to have the firepower advantage, if it's not working out for you at the beginning, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to change anything. Things in general will revert back to average over time. So I think the emphasis is on EG to try to recapture some of that magic, lightning in a bottle that they had at the start of Lotus.
Just got to start with good ideas. As you mentioned, one good VOD review. seeing how you can disrupt some of the stuff that Sentinels were doing on this map. Maybe that's part of the reason why EG ended up picking it.
Yeah.
It's early days, you know, they ended up losing this pistol round so far, but it is early days. Next round should be looking to get that buy round underway.
I think we missed it off camera there, but I believe Zekken was going for the bottle flip, bringing that back from, what, 2004?
2000, yeah, God knows. Yeah. Okay. We will be getting into the game shortly.
Yeah.
Making sure the confirmations across the board.
Oh,
we instant replay? In no way. We leveled up.
Hey, the replay team are on it today.
Excellent stuff. Leveled up entirely. Trying to get something going here. Let's see. I mean, he's got listen, he's got Overwatch cheesing. He's gritted. Follow the lead. Keep it going.
Yeah, I think the problem is Zelsis has given up on this.
Oh, he's given up, so he's just leaving it to the crowd.
Yeah.
Ah, they got it. It's fine. They got it.
Yeah,
I wasn't turning around. I couldn't see that Zelsis has given up.
Yeah, no,
I
generally
assumed he was leading it.
The person who's leading it is supposed to continue and increase the tempo. And Zelsis just abandoned it and started playing rock, paper, scissors with John.
That's an excellent one. That on bang. What was that?
Yeah, it looks like buying to me. I think so. I was loving the we had faces on sticks before in the crowd.
Yeah,
that's a recent new one. I do
a recent new one.
I feel like it.
No, they've been bringing them out.
Have they?
Yeah, every now and then. Hello, GB. What's going on here? He's like, oh, are they going to be calling me up to action? The Golden Boy chat. You've got him creased over there in the corner. He's loving it. Right, let's get started. Here we go. Fire up EG. Keep the energy going. And yeah, this is a good chance now for them to try and shut down some of the stuff that Sentinels are doing. This is such a bold play. They are just walking all the way through the orb. Not worried about anybody playing up close here. Flash through around the corner. 4 of them standing their grounds now with 10's earning that ult.
Oh, yeah.
Stimmy drop down. That's a fast fish. It's a very fast fish, and he's going to be getting a nasty chunk out of the elbow player. Detained, but it doesn't really seem like there's too much of a follow-up. Superman's still going to be holding down the ground. It is Hookah, but he is going to be spotted now. With bullets going wide and around. Nice one, Snappy. Off onto the craniums. And he's locking this one down for his team. That one avenue that just wasn't accounted for, and it's made that so much more difficult here for Sentinels to really get themselves through. Get that plan going, running and gunning, but it's all covered with the rifles. Surely should be John QT 1v2.
The spike's down. There's no real need for EG to be fighting this.
They double up in a high-low.
Yeah. All of the pressure here is on John to make something happen.
There it is.
EG's strategy against the Sen B exec is just to dominate Hookah.
Yeah.
They're taking short control, Hookah control, so that they can access the teleport, come in. They can sand crunch off Superman's contact if needed. Otherwise, they can just fight this. And this is where the adaptation needs to come from Sen. Either you throw another Brim Smoke on Hookah and you don't worry about it and you go and fight for like elbow control or something like that afterwards. Or you've got to try late backstabbing, but that runs into the problem of the players with short control are going to crunch you. Or you can try to re-clear Hookah pretty aggressively. Or split with a lot of players.
Have a big emphasis over towards B long. This time not disrespecting the Viper Orb though. Wait for it to go down. Nature. Just jiggling. We get information here. Does he know how close these Sen players are, though? They are contacted up. Sassy, but loose with the Seekers now, and that will hopefully clear a path for them. But the Snake Bite's definitely doing some decent work. It's going to be stunting this push. Any attempts here to stun. There is that connection. Bullets flying, smokes fading, barely alive, but Nature backs away. Surprised they weren't able to get that kill onto Zekken.
I don't think Zekken realized he'd been seen in that position.
Themselves control over towards Tube here. Stuns are trying to set this one up. Flooding through John QT. He slaps them down. A pesky problem in the backside, but no longer. Chanting. Spam through the smoke. There's one kill onto 10s, but with the damage done to Nature, they don't want any part of this.
Giving up very early on there in the 2v3 retake. There's quite a bit of damage done to Zekken and John as well, but EG playing things very safe. This time, EG did not go for that dominating hookah approach. They had a much more standard setup. I don't really think they anticipated how deep Sen had gotten across B long, as you were pointing out, Brent. They had one on top of two, one under, and then they were forced to kind of backpedal a little bit. Got caught ever so slightly. Zekken did a great job here of getting out. Sassy's getting tagged by bullets there. But the fact that Zekken's out kind of allows the rest of his team to eventually still cross through. And the play by John seals the round. That's absurd shooting by John. This buy is an unusual one.
Yeah, it's pretty dire. I mean, they keep the two rifles that they save, but no one else really able to buy up around it.
Yeah, and Derek's got 0 credits to his name.
This was a strange one. Keep an eye on these players with the rifles. Tap, George.
Apoth is also using smokes really early on in the round. He's used one already outside showers, and that's a kind of default one he's putting, but then he's generally been throwing one over towards B.
Walked all the way up again. I mean, Senna contacting through all of these options. Into the sights, over the top. Derek will at least put a stop to Zekken. Mosh pit can't quite scale through into that angle just for now. Molly, good connection, at least with the bullets there. Sen doubling up, ensuring that there's no gaps whatsoever in their play. And EG again forced to make that tough decision and back away. Superman, he's got no weapon. Might as well make a go at things at least to do some economical damage. But yeah, it's another round that's just over for EG.
And the fact that Apoth is putting that smoke over towards showers, he didn't really feel like investing another one short that early on. Just got caught on that sideline. Everybody from Sen was able to walk up behind the Viper.
They've been doing that a lot. A lot of contact plays early from Sentinels up through either B long and now short.
Yeah, they're really disrespecting EG.
Yeah.
The fact that they've just walked through the Viper orb on B long a couple times, that should be starting to send alarm bells through EG. Because if you can't force your opponents to respect something like that, it's not worth the credits you've used to buy it.
Yeah.
So again, take a look at the replay. The fact they're all the way through here. No Brim Smoke, which would be more standard. No Viper Orb on short, which, again, some teams are running. So Senna just able to guns out contact the whole way through.
Money situation, look at that, Derek. Forced down to the half armor with the Sheriff. Can't buy up a rifle with the rest of his team.
Superman's gonna Viper Orb over towards B long again. And there's that same Brim Smoke showers.
Jordo, top truck. Damage done. Dealing it out and dishing it out. EG, they've got that crossfire fallen. Hello. Trying to really let loose with the rocket. Flawless. Everybody collapsed in the blink of an eye.
Sen decided to send it that round.
Okay.
Something over there.
But that's what you're going to do if you're EG.
Like us, but...
You're going to contact through, not use util to try and take some of that space.
Oh, no
yeah, but
way.
they weren't even contacting there. They just they just jumped in through short. That's a really bizarre round from Sen. Because again, they're forcing out 2 Brim Smokes in the first 10 seconds of the round. Apoth's using 1 showers and used 1 short there, and there was no call to cancel. They just decided, I think it's based off the dog from Sassy seeing a couple players showers. They thought there was free space through short. Yeah, just
sending it again.
Trying to end this game as quick as possible.
Yep, run it up again. Trailblazer does not get broken, so all that ground gained once more. It's going to be laps for them. Snake bite into the smoke. Nobody can play through that one, but they do deny the plant. G.
Launching smoke.
That showers control, but they've lost back sight in the process. Celsius. Got this one wrapped around. It's a double flash play with a molly rebounding and flying through, spraying through with the bullets.
That's excellent. Off the dizzy info.
They know that they've lost showers control, but it matters not for Sentinels. They've got this discipline to really just instill and hone it in the middle of the round in these precise moments.
Unfortunately, though, Brent, the longer they take, the more Superman might be able to get something done. They're all going to teleport, and Superman's here.
Zekken goes down. Superman is finding another one, and now he's playing for his life as well. So they do have to try and at least take care of him. Nature almost getting another one. These 3 kills dished across the map. Sentinels slapdash in their approach, really, as well as they were trying to get onto that B site. But finally, the plant is down for them, but with a player disadvantage.
They know Superman is in market, but can Sassy find the timing on it?
No way. I mean, Ten's just playing this one. Oh, that's a double detainment! But the player nature holds that one down to bodyguard the VIP in the correct, precise moment still. Sentinels might have earned themselves a lifeline. Now doubled up, grouped up, got to win out these duels, and damage is done to both of these. A single bullet of Zelsis or Sassy. They will be falling to it. Jogmo sticking, not quite, doesn't even get half. Got to try and get a move on and a go of this one, at least playing towards those win cards! Sassy! On 1 HP! You're kidding?
How has he done that? I mean, the EG players must have just lined up, thinking that they were going to be able to land a bullet on either.
There's no way. With how low those players were.
Hopefully we get a replay from Sassy's POV here.
Lined up. 1 health. One health.
Tyson, don't spam there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, didn't catch what he was saying at the end there, but that is absurd stuff. A round that they really had no right winning for Sentinels.
No. I think it was the mid-rounding, actually, something that was praised so much by Kaplan and Potter, John QD's mid-rounding. That's the thing that ended up going a bit wrong for them in that round, but Sen still persevere.
John's going to get early eyes onto this one.
Poison's off.
Is he going to pass the perception check? Oh, Derek's ahead of it. Derek's ahead of it, but he's brought down. 3 players with rifles. Win that one through with a stimmy as well. I mean, John QT is dodging and ducking and weaving.
It's a confusing one there. EG have such great info over towards B long and have walked out short. They kind of asking to be punished. There wasn't really any info about where Sen were playing. The Sen are keeping things slow. 5v3, no reason to do too much. Zekan's opened up the whole of the B site and they can just teleport through. Great mid-round call there.
As soon as they realize their site's opened up. So again, decision being made for EG
30
here.
seconds left.
Has to be a save again.
The slower that Sen play these rounds, I think the better it's going to be for them. Because EG have got, they're using so much utility at the beginning.
Yeah.
And yet Sen have kind of been just going for real fast hits a lot of the time at the beginning of these rounds.
Yeah, it feels like they're limit testing almost, just
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
See what they can get away with the comp.
But this setup, you know, walking out short, you haven't heard anything hookah, you haven't heard anything showers. You're just taking a gamble based on it being quiet around the map. And there's only 3 lanes they can be, hookah, showers, or short. So walking out there has got a ton of risk associated with it for Derek and APOT. But hey, if Sen were planning to do a 5-person hookah pop, which is something that some teams do against that Viper ultimate, then that would have been an amazing flank timing. It's a gamble, EG went for it, and they get punished for it.
Surrounded by minha família.
Now their economy's not good, forced to take attack timeout, and Sen have myriad ways that they can play this round.
I mean, they're just getting the ults going.
Exactly.
Like you were talking about, I mean, just keeping the ults flourishing, making sure that that can snowball your advantages on the attack side is half the battle, to be honest, in most days, the way VALORANT is played.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes it so powerful on Lotus is that you have enormous ultimates that are great for just opening up a site.
Yeah.
On Bind, they're useful for the exec, for sure. I mean, the showstopper is amazing. But teams are very good at coming up with anti-showstopper setups and trying to push out different lanes. So, for example, anticipating that you're going to be execing with Zekan down short, so we'll try to take showers. See if we can dominate that area of the map instead.
Yeah.
Or setting somebody up on a high-low or across a triple on A to see if we can deny. So there are more ways, I think, of countering the ult advantage on Bind, but Senna in such a commanding position.
They really are. And so far, the game plans of EG obviously haven't been working.
No.
It's been a lot of focus on trying to punish maybe the solo lurking player of John QT or Sassy outside showers, but I think they're barking up the wrong tree. You know, we've been on a lot of dog analogies today. I don't know if you saw the interview questions that were getting brought out. Kaplan coming out with a quote with, I mean, what was it? The nervous dog always barks first.
Yeah.
What is that? Sun Tzu? Not sure, but yeah, they honestly re-clearing B long could be very, very potent with their comp. EG though, heavy stack They do have weaker guns. There's that satchel across Jorg. He's cut up the line, and the angles. Orbital strike, enough damage done. Derek took 145 in a moment, so he'll go down just the tail end of it. Jorg, though, he's getting disrespectful. Let's try and make a play. Beautiful flash. That's right through the TP. That was from the long B-long angle.
Yeah, that's excellent to set him up. And Apoth actually drew the boombot as well at the perfect time. Sen, though, very intelligently have just gone and taken the whole of the A site in the meantime.
All of that space. You don't anticipate Zelsis here, I don't think.
There's going to be a lot of timing issues right now.
They've got their eyes on those guns, though. EG looking to get a bit of a firepower upgrade. Snakebite sent flying for John QT. I don't know that anybody was playing there. They're just looking to see if they can get this plant down, maybe.
Yeah, for backside.
Yeah, pits into the back.
A Seeker is going to start drifting in from the spawn side.
Their post-spawn position isn't great for Sen, I will say.
But as soon as Zelsis realizes there's nobody here and can play up towards heaven, oh, it doesn't go for it. If Zelsis takes a risk, he can win the round.
Tiniest the difference is really that can make the difference. He's missed it. There's a gap, there's a gap, there's a gap. Tiniest of one, but still with the rifles. He's locking it down. Stalwart defender and protector of that little area. And it's a critical difference, a crucial difference. A tap onto diffuse nature. He drops. Apoth last left, but he will fall. So Sen, tricky stuff, but they navigate themselves through that situation.
Really lovely call. It's John and Zelsis, I think, that do the majority of that. Taking short control at the same time as realizing that their opponents are fighting for showers. So while all this is going on, and Jorgamo has a really nice play here, set up by nature, the whole of Sen have just taken the A site. And then the pit, the plant for backside, it's all really nicely navigated.
Toxins going up.
Early skirmish. Bit of lead being exchanged down A short. No kills or casualties.
But the fact that EG control short is going to allow them to go and crunch sand and put pressure on Zelsis in this spot. So when Superman takes contact in hookah here, there's a really solid chance that he ends up getting either naded or just popped on. There's now 3 players that Superman might be able to call that play on.
Standard's very spread.
And usually Sen
avoided there.
Usually Sen are going to take hookah control with the Dizzy.
Do they know Sassy's this push?
I don't think so.
I'm just wondering. I mean, I think they dogged through the TP to clear it. Are they timing it? I mean, Derek's got a bit of an awareness. Well, he's put a util out into his hands. Needs the gun now. Mosh pit. Yep, did not know he was going to be that close. Walking over the top. Jorgamo close. Quarters action, but he's brought down over the strike. Seeking to punish and punish. Apoth will. Drops it down once more. Near sighted though and backs away, pushed away. And it's gunfights that win the day. Sentinels on top of the world right now. It feels like nothing can trip this team up.
It's that disguised push from Sassy. The fact it feels like everybody is going down short there, and Sassy's got such a deep timing towards showers. Comes around, and even though EG tried to stuff them in short, he's left a lot for nature to do.
Players, it's a team or South Flash. Out towards triple Sassy. Takes the timing and takes nature's life. So,
what a great
8-2.
round.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Sassy.
That's 2 rounds in a row that are not pulled out of the playbook. They're based on the positioning of players and what they can get away with and just reading the state of the game in the moment.
So curious as well about that Trailblazer that just got him into that spot. We're not going to see it on a replay, but that's like, that's one for the VOD watch later, probably. He's on fire right now, though. 14-3.
He's cooking. His Sky has become, especially on Bind actually, so much better than it was when it was a weakness for him last year.
He's looking real particularly strong. Standard util there, that's a cross map with a snakebite. Ensures that Sen can take a lot of control of B-Long here. Difference is they are having to use util to try and gain that space. Ult orb given up. Trailblazer broken. Boombot. A lot being used here by Sentinels.
And they're going for the late backstab to try to deal with hookah control. John is there. It's a 4-1.
This time Nature will have to give some of this up.
Actually, John is not going for the late backstab. Teleport from Jorgamo. and he decides to just connect with the rest of his team on site. So this is a weird one now.
Wait, what's going on? I mean, Jorg's acting like they're not already up onto the site. They've had a bit of miscommunication. He thinks they're all still there, but the flash surely indicates in second. Takes a peek from it. They're all over the place, man. They are practically in the wall. Sentinels gained all the ground and more. Thrash now earned from that plant. Ten's going to be leading it forwards here. See if he can get any more sort of entertainment. Yes, he can. And hot on the heel, Sentinels seek to capitalize, but defend it in place. A-Pop, a necessary engagement to win out. John now to do the most. Tens backing away. Will fall, spraying through. Damage done with the bullets, and the reload is online for him. John, chances, 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 and delivers. He's on his feet.
Last round before the switch.
He knows he's done them dirty there.
Our evil geniuses let him get away with that. Apos does such a great job defending it. He's reloading next to a smoke. And they don't try to find the timing to punish, and they don't think about the fact he's repositioned around the corner of the smoke. Devastating for EG. But in all of those scrappy moments where EG have hookah control but Sen get on site anyway, in these wild situations, Sen are navigating them better.
And Sen, they just absorb that aggression. That is desperation by EG. Derek
Down,
returns the fire at least once and will drop one of the players, but ultimately the damage has been done here for EG. They are pushed out through A short, losing control of showers.
In these kind of weird situations here, where EG have short control but have lost the site information, etc., Sen have just always been better. The intelligence of the Sen players really coming to bear in this map.
Poor Jorgamo watching every possible position. I mean, they just have to satchel his way through out of there.
Yeah, and they know that Jorg is playing on that side. They're going to anticipate that Derek is on B.
Hello. Definite chances here for Derek, especially after getting that one. Knows the second was tucked to the corner.
And Jorgamo still has to stay A in case they TP.
No way. His shots on fire right now for Derek. On target too, finally feeling like he's safe enough that he can use that ult, but shot down, brought down mid-air.
30 seconds
Weird
left.
round here with only 28 seconds left. Sentinels are desperately hoping that they can find themselves an opening. Celsius, yeah, he's seen both of them TP. It's called. And he does have the spikes. He's going to be able to get this free one, yet they are so fast, rapidly. Wait, Celsius towards the default plant, but he might have made another go of it.
He's got his ult now with the plant.
Back online here with the ult. Let it loose, let it rip, waiting for the right timing. And he's got the perfect indicator for it. As soon as that spike is tapped, first contact, there it is. Derek seeking to back away, but he cannot escape it. Not the eye of this team. 10-2. The first half that is just sheer domination.
I quite liked the way that EG was setting up their defense. They had some decent ideas. They tried to mix things up a little. But Sen, time and again, in those scrappy moments, found ways of being able to take even scenarios and push it across the line into a victory.
Yeah.
Last player
That final round, same kind of situation, masterfully done.
And that pure dominance just hasn't stopped. Essentially has it from the second half of Lotus. Bit of a breather here. We'll send it down to Elizabeth. She's down on the floor in the crowd with some fans.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm here with Tony amongst very loud Sentinels fans, but we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play some Sentinels trivia. No helping from the audience. We're gonna ask some questions. First question, where is John QT from?
Morocco.
That's correct. Who are the only 2 American players on Sentinels?
It's Tens and no. My bad. It's Celsius and Zekin.
Correct. Thank you. Okay. Tricky one, little bit of curveball. Person signed to Sentinels, born on February 18th, 1996.
Ooh.
You want a lifeline?
Yes.
You want a lifeline? He's watching right now.
Oh, my streamer, Tarek.
Yes, correct. And one last question. Who is Sentinel's 6th man?
Curry!
That's right. Give it up for Tony, everyone. Brilliant performance from Sentinels fan. We love it. And now we have some gifts. So let's get some gifts. It's going to be a fun time. And we have a game to get back to. So Brennan Sideshow, please take it away.
Excellent. Excellent stuff.
They cut the other question, which is, what's Tarek's social security number?
Yeah, not a clue. I'm not going to lie, I was scared for my life then. GB's throwing these toys out, and I thought that was about to land at the back of my head. I had to turn around on camera just in case.
Yeah, the Sen fans are happy. Their team has made a massive comeback on map 1 and are dominating map 2, despite some decent resistance. It's not like EG are playing lights out, incredible gameplay. Jorgs at the bottom of the scoreboard again, hasn't really been able to get going. But there were tricky moments in those rounds.
Yeah.
And Sen showcasing that they are quite happy to navigate them and play more of that like defaulty style on their attack side. Now the sides are swapped, and this is where Jorgamo was electric on Lotus. I want to see him tip of the spear again, getting in there, entry in, and at least even if Sen are able to close this out, showing that they can still perform.
Some signs of life. That's what you can hope for. Sheriffs. In play from Superman. Not enough bullets there to finish off the third target. Still, he's definitely done enough damage, and a TP is called. Full rotations away. A bit of re-exploration of John QT is shut down. Celsius cutting them up now with the ghost. Spraying and praying when he's fully blinded up, but he doesn't have any more bullets to do the job.
He's done a lot of damage, but Nature's going to try to heal as much of that as he can. So this almost looks like an impossible situation here for Sassy, who's been playing incredibly well so far here on Vine. But is put with a task that just isn't doable.
No. We have to isolate so many of these fights right now. I mean, Nature, yes, is low, but double up towards lamps. Everyone down short, watching for the flank. They're here to drop, presumably. And the shot's just going awry there. So, it's a pistol round for EG. The beginning of what you were hoping for, right? It brought themselves a bit of breathing room, at least.
Yeah, and not just that, hitting some nice shots. Superman bought a Sheriff in that round and was able to pick up 2. And this one in particular on the Zekken is a great shot.
Yeah.
And then reading the fact that Sen were going to go for re-explorations in those situations. Catching John and Celsius. Full eco round for Sen. When you're up this many rounds on a map that isn't incredibly snowbally, it's just about getting ults and closing things out.
Yeah.
So Sen, no need to take any risks.
Playing to the percentages. I mean, Zekken is... Look at this. Saw this one before.
Yeah, literally taking every ult orb he can, while Celsius acts as the human bullet spot.
I mean, what?
How's he got now?
He doesn't go down there. I mean, meanwhile, Superman pressured and pushed off the angle. Finally goes down. I don't know. Dodging everything, man. Still flash in the face. Yeah, Jorg him up.
And not a nice angle for Jorg to be honest, with a Spectre.
Second. Bides his time, waits it out. No chance, honestly. Bit of a fox in the pen moment. Hello. No way. It's got to be something. Hello? Anybody? Nade, drop down. He's brought half. Kills coming in. It's a 2v3. Sheriff. But surely this kill doesn't come through. Sassy. Damage being done. He's the last one left, though. We'd have to do a lot more than that. Still, gets the reload off. Heal through. Can't quite dodge the goop going flying. And so, EG calmly able to at least deliver another round for themselves here. So 10-4 being that differential. This upcoming one is going to be the big one, though. Bonus round. Seeing how they deal with this.
And EG are such a creative team, or can be, with Potter at the helm, that I'd love to see some kind of set play here to push them across the line on the bonus and really start to make this a serious attempt at a comeback. There's a few rounds where you know that the economy is going to swing in massive ways, and those are the times to dig deep from the playbook. What have they got here? There's going to be a big clash at short if both of these teams want to fight.
Just weighing it out, but they are going to be sending that util now. Flying forwards, take control of showers. Flash as well, along with the Trailblazer, all delayed, but Zekken takes the first kill, first blood in his direction with Superman down. EG still going to be going for that plant. Derek not pushed back and away.
Tens on an angle they might not expect.
That's an important kill.
Still reads it.
Yeah, still reads it. Now it's brought it to a 4-on-4 for EG. Into this post plan, they have firm control of lamps. There's 3 players all tucked together here. Juggernaut being that backup policy. He's the one player into showers that really needs to stay alive here as this gets later and later into the retake for Sentinels. And how do they want to do it? Snakebite, he's disrespected it all the way through there, but the damage to the bullets, he can't quite get the kill. They're unaware. Still, finally cleaning him up, spraying him through, and down and out. The right click's getting betrayed. That's Derek again, trying to make the move. Second away, finally. So EG, they do make the most of that bonus round, and they do earn a rifle on the other end of it. Economy's going to be flourishing.
Good stuff from EG.
Yeah.
Exactly when they need it, they pull out a quick A split, getting very deep towards showers at the start of the round. Have a snakebite line up to put more pressure on TenZ so he can't fight over it. And you notice that the Sen players still had Brim Molly and Raisnay that they didn't use to deny Clapped, because they were forced back so far by the EG exec utility.
Yeah.
That's a nice execute. Really well done A split.
Is Derek still using the Sentinels Classic?
I haven't been looking, to be honest.
That's why I mean, it threw me for a loop. He didn't miss that kill. I was like, okay.
The contract said 5 gifted. I don't know whether that was per match.
Oh, what a punish. Here in the jump spot, pre-aiming at top of the corner. Hard to pull that one off, even if you know it's coming. Second holding his nerve. And the nade. Waiting for a bit of util to get used, and he will just let that nade rip to see if he can delay and buy a bit of time for the rest of his team, which they are already here. They've stacked it.
Yeah, they also know that nature is B long, because he just took the ult orb.
There it is. Flash clear into hookah. Stand with the rifles. There's danger though. There's always danger. Molly's going to be forcing them back and away. Actually, getting a heads-up read here that they might be trying to just pivot and rotate over towards A. Look at this, and it is a correct read. Hard rotation with the players through. EG making the moves over towards A now, taking the TP. This is an incredible call. Not sure who's made it, but again, Sentinel's going to be applying that danger. Flash broken. TenZ falls. Plant finally down for EG, and just like that, steadily, the options running out here for Sentinel. So I was crediting the macroing and their ability to really just follow the sound cues there.
One of the big problems was that they didn't have any ability to deny wingman.
Yeah.
If they'd been able to stop the plant, then maybe there's a chance. Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
How's he done that? The reactions to hit a shot like that. I mean, try it in your own games.
That's what I mean. Even
you're not doing it.
If you know it's coming, it's so damn hard to hit, but
yeah.
They're the best players in the world on these stages, so they are better than me and you, Josh.
If you say so.
I know so. I know so.
Sen fighting really heavy over showers.
Rapid! Flash going to be blinding them up, though. It means that they can't really take a fair fight. Stalemate on either side. Hello, where's that one going? Look out through the window. Didn't even know that was a possibility.
Launching smoke.
Once dropped down, orbital strike. That's a catch and punish a player that might have just been trying to retreat out the back of showers. EG aware that they've lost control of this one, and it could be the thorn in their sides once more. Sentinels fast now. I'll take this rapidly here, but it's a thrash going to be used in response. Detainment. It's one of the players, Zelsis. It's his job to try and look this one forward. Second with the showstopper, holding it with the fuse, and he's just looking for one target to let loose, let rip. No kills to be found. 4v4 though. This flank of Sassy is imperative. He finds it online, lets loose the O, but he will get traded. Nevertheless, TenZ defused, denied from the wingman. Close quarters action occurring. Apov, last one to stand. He's going to try and stop this one himself now in a 1v2. TenZ just sticking the defuse onto half the nerve of the guy. Holds it all the way down, gets the kill with the molly as well, and forced him off earlier. I missed that one. That's the reason they got off of it.
Another great round from EG. And Sen have got a real problem right now. This is not just the fact that they're, you know, EG are winning a few rifle fights or something like that. EG are getting access to the site and the plant down so easily. And then from there, they have tons of utility still to be able to play the post plan. Sen need to find opportunities to stop these hits from coming through. And most of the time on A, at least, EG are... They're kind of pivoting between doing splits through showers and just sending everybody short. But I think one of the main problems is that they don't have enough wingman denial. If the plant is able to get down that easily with Derek just sending it in, Sen are stuck in a pretty rough retake position.
Yeah.
And you see it there, how tough it is. It's a 2v1, but Apoth, the Molly's like as good as a second player.
Essentially. Yeah, I missed that one when he let that loose. I mean, I was wondering.
Oh, he
was just tucked towards the corner, but...
Right, he was kind of baiting, I think it was Derek, right? Because Derek and John were taking the fight on the flank.
Yeah.
And Apoth was just waiting to use that lineup that we see so often. Just a very classic position for people to be standing around here, where you're able to get this lineup that just goes straight in onto the side. Very high up in the air. Takes a long time to land, allows you to take the fight at the same time as the molly's being used. Are Sen going to make an adaptation with the setups? It looks fairly similar to start the round, at least. Derek's got an attack side op that he's taking over towards B-Long.
That is interesting.
He's not known for opping.
No, he's really not. See, what's he do with it, though? I mean, able to get the punish onto Sassy, who was just jump spotting for that info in a prior round.
Coming out of this timeout for EG, I would be expecting Sen to go for re-clears. So anything where you can fake a bit of pressure on the map and then bait Sen into using a bunch of utility, I think that's what you want to be doing for at the start of the round, but EG are taking it real slow, very cautious.
What's going on here? Tens. Tucked and crouched Superman. Could be favored onto the angle there. Great awareness of Tens to realize that could be an option. In fact, he wants to take even more of a fight. Look at this. Smoke's dropped at his back. Turns away to crosshair placement for just a moment, but it's all him right now. It's a one-man army. They just cannot cross that line. Right through A short. Apoth and Derek now just trying to get a bit of a move on. Jump in right into the site here. Sassy, his game plan is just to try and hold on to control of B-Long, but now the reposition here. Wingman out and open. He's heard player at least into elbow, I believe. Knows that Derek.
Enemy remaining.
He's going to be there, and even the ult being committed. Make sure that they can seal this one up nice and clean. So, Sen finally stop this momentum, that wind in the sail that was there for EG, getting that string of rounds on their attack side.
But that's very strange because all of those attack side rounds were based off doing large execute kind of plays. And after the tag timeout, EG decided to try to play a slow round where their Gecko was attack side opping to try to set up a fight. I mean, talk about moving away from what was working for you.
Unusual.
Tens being able to get kills there is all well and good, but Sen actually didn't prove that they can stop an execute from happening. That round, I'm almost taken as an outlier. We'll see if EG go back into doing some of their more execute heavy stuff, which it seems like they're doing now. Taking some B control very early.
Way ahead of the snake bite. We push back and away from this one. John spotted. Boombot hops up to the box, so he's going to be avoiding. At least the nade wasn't even landing in his direction here, but now making the call for the re-clear. Sassy, Trailblazer, info. Gathered. At least one plays there.
Tens and Zekken were itching to go through that teleport and try to sand crunch, but didn't quite get the connection with the dog, and Superman's watching from top short.
All being slowed down and paused. I mean, Sen, they do have tools to try and stop this one and stunt it if an EG hit starts to come through, and here's one of them. Okay, take the fight to them! Everybody falls! Celsius even committing the orbital strike. I mean, that was what I was talking about when it comes to tools to stun that push. Not a proactive play through the flash, but how does that happen?
The call is a little bonkers, but the idea is, as far as I can tell, you flash through the Viper wall at the same time as Tens and Zekken tried to fight. Look, they're about to go for that sand crunch. So the sand crunch I was talking about, they had just lost short control to Superman at the exact time they went for that. They could have just played passively and allowed the Brimot to do the work.
Yeah.
And instead they're trying to be disruptive, and Superman read it. Of course, it doesn't help that Sassy also died inside hookah. So like I said, that previous round, it was an anomaly. You know, it didn't actually prove anything about Sen being able to stop these hits on the defense. A high-low setup over towards Truck as John Cutie dominates B-Long with his pit.
Try and cleave through it. It's a hard one. Oh, nice bullets, but no kill. He knows the appropriate angle, though. Derek softens up ever so slightly.
TenZ is looking to make the rotate over towards B here. Anticipating that this could be a hookah pop. They need a little bit of information. Sassy's got one more flash that he could use to try to clear hookah, but they haven't really gone for it. They've just kind of waited long enough, and now TenZ is getting the idea that it might be a short pop.
The Trailblazer flash as well, backs away from that truck position second. And decides to take the early peek.
Wingman, any denial? Yes.
There is the denial this time, yes. Even that. Kills can be found online for them. TenZ still dropping it down here, holding, doubled up. Him and Celsius might be able to do more than deny, but just getting spun down themselves. There's only 17 seconds left here. What is the call to be made by EG? In through the back of the site, fighting this one forward. TenZ with the flash, but is again just going to get sprayed down and traded. Showstopper. Guess what? No players in sight. Sentinels, they were still locked down onto the B site in case it was a TP pivot.
Every plan there for Sen was to use Celsius smokes to apply pressure to the players planting, but they lost the spam battle.
Yeah.
Little bit of luck involved, but all went the way of EG.
That's all it takes sometimes, just that coin flip going the wrong way. Sen now to try and play this retake. Gonna wade their way through the pit. As the spike ticks away, so do your chances. All your opportunities, and they've realized it. Making no noise now, backing away with the 2 rifles that they can at least keep. So EG, again, keeping that momentum going. One slight slip up in the round. Hello, rifles, APOF going down. He does have money to spend over the next.
Sen,
see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, they're back up to full, you know, full compensation, full loss bonus. It's these kind of kills, though. Celsius, yeah, he gets one. But every kill that Sen got through the smoke was either traded out or ended up, you know, getting overwhelmed. There were just more bodies there for EG. So if you're going even through the smoke like that, you're going to end up in a rough spot. Normally, spamming through the smoke favors the defenders because you can hear where they're planting. Yeah. You can, you know, aim your spam a lot better. And yet here, EG are starting a slow comeback. And to be honest, it's time to get worried for Sentinels. They were up, and now it's not exactly the same level of dominance we saw in the comeback on Lotus, where Sen were masterfully playing their attack side, always able to sync up different types of ults. But EG have found a couple of things that work, and they're hammering them. And that is just as valid a way to win a game of VALORANT. To find something your opponents can't do, and just keep doing it over and over again.
As any other.
They tried something different in round 18, where they went for a really like slow defaulty approach, and it didn't work at all. So coming out of this timeout, I'd like to see them literally not change anything. I mean, try some small variations in terms of where you're positioned and how you know, timings of the hits, and maybe whether you lean heavily through one lane or another. But broadly speaking, this execute style is working for them.
Good time for Sentinels to take some risks. They're not really having to worry too much about that economy. Only the 1 rifle.
Yeah, I think something that Sen could try to do is go for a contact push out through showers. They know that Superman has been watching short, even really into the late round. He's been watching short and punishing 10s and seconds. So if you can sneak up behind him, you know, look at the way that EG are defaulting right now with nobody watching showers at all.
Yeah.
It's Superman's job to watch a lot over towards A. It's hard to get that read, though. It's easy for us to see it. But for Sen, if they're never testing that, they're never really understanding where those people are.
Gee, look like they're going to be defaulting straight back into what was working. Seekers now pushing forward. Zekken getting ahead of most of them now, making sure they can play that close cut-up angle, and it has at least put enough pushback that EG, they don't want anything to do with the B site. Fast rotations now over towards A, and this time it's up to TenZ to be that playmaker once more with a flash in his hand. He's missed the timing. Satchel over the top as well. Celsius now, his time to see if he can really put some good work here with a classic, putting it to test. Another right click, almost another kill.
But there's just not enough bodies here for Sen.
Spotting out his Tigers though. Hello, APOF. Back to the wall, not expecting that Sassy could be there. Nature's low enough.
And if John's able to pick up a rifle, suddenly...
It is.
Yeah.
Rifles online.
It's become somewhat doable.
Snake bite to clear out bench. No, they don't have to watch for that one now. Tap from John. It's the first sign here from EG. Kills. On each side there, the crossfire setups just winning them out.
And so EG navigate another anti-eco round, putting down Sen.
Yeah.
Those players over towards A, they didn't have the weaponry. And like you said, Ten's just not anticipating that. I really like it from Jorg too. He's at the top of short, and he blast packs through to put a lot of pressure on somebody. And that syncs up a double swing between him and Superman down short. Very nicely done. Now, any kind of big execute here will then have Apoth with his orbital strike, with a molly. There's just so many tools for post. Tens has an op looking towards short. Can he catch them before
escaping.
the exec begins? It doesn't look easy.
Lands it, adjusting. Yeah. Nails Derek to the backboard, and Jorgamo next on the kill feed still. They are pushing them back entirely here. The orbital strike was committed a bit prior. Sen still holding control of that backside area. Throwing EG for a loop. To Nature and Apoth now. They do swing forwards. Flash re-peek into the back of the site is excellent. It's imperative now that these players do stay alive. They want a chance into the round. Nature planting. Could we push back, but he's aware that there could be a flank online.
And there is a flank, but it's come so far. Sassy pushed all the way out of B long, and he's on the opposite side of the map going showers. I think this is quite difficult to read.
With all that time given, EG reposition. Double up now into lamps. It's up to Sen to see if they can clear most of this one. Sassy has util to do it, but doesn't choose to use it. He wants a contact, but now he can use it. They know his positioning. Drop down from John QT, second flash. No connection here, but he's still going to lock this one down, so the Sassy at least gets the defuse. No, he's had to get off of it. Doesn't get the half! And another kill! Locked down for EG here. Evened up 11-11.
Apoth has been a monster today. He has been amazing. He was at first half of Lotus. He was crushing it.
Yeah.
Jorg's going to steal the headlines, but Apoth was phenomenal on Lotus. And every time it comes to some kind of post-plant situation, he's there.
One enemy
Utility,
remaining.
rifle, winning the 1v1s. He's a pillar for EG. Unshakable.
Nature and Apoth just making such incredible decisions. Flash retaking that prior round, just making a difference to turn that into a 2v4 to a 2v2.
Yeah.
To a winnable round.
Yeah, the push into backside off the back of Nature's flash was so good. It was set up perfectly. But again, Sen allowing them that front sight control, even after Tens was able to pick off two.
Thrash committed.
Didn't spot Tens.
Didn't spot it. He's locked into that corner. Tries to get ahead of it. It's with the Dizzy blinding him up, and he is still going to be trapped into this spot here, still deciding what he wants to do.
The fact that Sen are going to dominate B long control now means that Derek he's never getting that Thrash back.
No.
But look at Superman's position here. He is so deep in lamps already, and the dog is going in the opposite direction, so Zelsis might not read this at all.
What's going on? Thrash clears out showers, plants. Need to rebound, doesn't actually deny it, so they get that plant down, and just unaware that that lamps angle could have even been contested. Superman, he's done so much for them.
They disguised it really well.
Yeah, being heard now as well, just hot onto the heels right behind them. Sentinels just trying to increase that pace and tempo, a rapid approach into the round, but they're blinded up and flashed up. Nature, fights taken, but eventually traded once more. Jordan nade backs, but he catches himself onto the corner, still EG. They wrap it up, collecting all the kills and filling up the feed with red. Up to 12. One more round will do it.
Let's make them hurt.
Sentinels cannot figure out how to deal with this. It was a more slow, reactive, defaulting approach from Sen on their attack side, but EG are hitting things hot, heavy. Sen have got no answer.
No.
And this is not being powered by Jorgamo at the tip of the spear, ripping everybody's heads off. He's only got 8 kills.
Yeah, 8 and 15. I mean, he's playing his role well, don't get me wrong, but...
Yeah, he's making space, but this is not a superstar impacting the game. This is a great understanding that Sen have just got no idea what to do against this.
Blinded.
EG with quite a cautious beginning.
So if the hit comes into B here, we're going to see Sen go for something similar to what we saw from EG earlier on. Dominate hookah. They have John Cutie with the judge. Sassy can play inside hookah as well. And then you can get those teleports going. Jorg might find it difficult to stay alive.
Sand crunch. It's being called. Jogamo. It's got those satchels, but he can't get out alive still. Vulnerability applied. Superman going for the second one, swinging this one. Alpha 10s can evacuate and retreat. At least to safety now with a TP. Door's still open and he finds it. 3 now to stand here for EG. Gonna molly at their feet. They just can't quite claim that. Kills Elsis. He's getting away with it. Not quite. Plant. 2v3. EG. And this is for the map. A continuation of the series. Will Sentinels get their time to try and close this one out in a 2-0 fashion? They're just trying to earn their way to OT.
They have a player advantage, but they have no info about where EG are.
This fight is important. Tens lose it out. And how do Sentinels take it? On the cusp, on the precipice, time running short and running away from them. EG realize it, they recognize it, and they can feel it and sense it out. Sassy, burned to a crisp. And if the molly didn't do it, the button certainly did. 13-11, EG going all the way here. Map number 3.
2 incredible comebacks. One comeback deserves another, and EG on Bind look amazing on their attack side.
Yeah.
Sen have got to go back to the drawing board there on Bind because there are tons of teams that are doing the same kind of stuff. That's very reminiscent of the way that EG played to a team like 100 Thieves, where they just execute heavy, finding good mid-round pivots through the teleports. That looked really good from EG. And I believe that was the first time we've seen them play the map as well.
It was. They come out swinging.
Yeah, looking lovely.
I mean, this is just, it's always the games you don't expect, right? Always the games you don't expect. You look at this one on paper, you're thinking, hydrogen bomb, coffin baby, should be wrapped up. No issues for Sen, but this has just been lights out from EG. After letting Lotus slip as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And moments like this slipping through their fingers too, and yet maintaining that composure and belief. We're going map 3.
We're going all the way. Quick break time, but when we return, the analyst can be getting us all nice and ready for that critical map number 3.
Step into the ring. Step into the ring. Step into the ring.